There we go. There we go. Yep. Okay. It would help if I turned my mic on. Just, a novel concept, apparently. Or as my cousin would say, because I'm a professional. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. So, anyway, I hope everybody's weekend is going well. This is going to be a little bit shorter show, probably an hour ish. Um, we're going to part around with the game and whatever, and I'll get into that. But we're going to part around with the game and whatever, but I have some errands I have to run afterwards and everything and get ready for. Got a lot of physical stuff I got to do today, and then tomorrow I'm doing a lot of computer work. I am Siobhan O'Connor. A friend of mine suggested. I thought it was kind of funny, so I may work on this as some sort of gamer tag. So let me spell it in the chat because let's see. So either Cthulhu or Cthulhu, one of the two. Because one of the things, it was like something on Facebook, where you answer 23 questions about yourself or whatever. And I never really answer a lot of them with the actual answers because a lot of them are too often password answer, security answer seeking things. But this one wasn't, and I just thought it was fun, so I played along with it. And I forget I think it was gender or whatever, and I was like elder being. So, and she knows my obsession with Cthulhu and whatever, so she suggested that. So that's a heck of a name to begin with. Irish names to begin with, Fucking Irish names. So anyway, we're not gonna do over long on that. So I'm doing okay. Retirement is okay, in this existential hellscape that we're living in. And I do have a weekly visitor now. I watch a young relative of mine while her mama works, which is awesome. The kid is great. She gets along with me great. I get along with her great. As you can see in the background, Baychuk is sleeping. Merlini is over there in I have two office chairs in here, three office chairs, excuse me, in this apartment. And Merlini is leaving over there sleeping in one of them. And 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago, they were tearing the hell out of each other, and then they were sleeping on my feet for a while, and now they're sleeping there. So they're fine. All right, so let's get this show on the road. So we move this over here because I don't really need it now that I know volume and everything is working, just in case. If for some reason the volume stops working or there's something not working with the show, or, channel, or you got a question or whatever, just holler at me in the chat and hopefully I will see it. Because my focus is going to have to be to some extent on the game, obviously. I don't really need that up at the moment. So let's see, where is, okay, hold on a second. I guess I did need that up. Sorry about that. Again, because I'm a professional. OBS, where are you? There we are. Okay, so now, what we're going to do is put that up here in the corner so I can pop it on when I need it. And then we're going to switch to the game screen. Screen. Bleh. Can't talk today for some friggin' reason. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start brand new character with the game. So a lot of people have seen the movie already. Dune, way too long to go into it. Spice is this addictive magical drug that can allow you to see the future sometimes and do other things, and it enhances your senses and blah 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 blah. And Arrakis is a desert planet with lots of worms, as you can see in the background. They are deadly. Hopefully, at some point during this hour, I'm going to get to where I can run around in the sand until the worm eats me, because I've never seen one actually do the cut scene for that, if they do a cut scene, and I want to see that. But it is an MMORPG, which stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game, which is kind of like World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online or whatever. It is and it isn't. Dune is a survival game, so like I have to collect supplies, I have to build a base, I have to defend my base, etc. And I normally hate survival games. And then on top of that, they added FPS, where you don't have to play PvP, which is player versus player. You can generally play PvE, which is what I like. I don't like player versus player. And I generally don't like FPS games. But it has a lot of elements of MMORPG in it, the skill progression and all kinds of stuff like that. If you don't know much about MMORPGs, there's just a lot of skills you can pick up in the game. It's a blast to play. It's very beautiful graphically, so you know a lower computer might struggle with it a little bit. I have a gaming laptop, so it runs it fine. I'm going to allow the original cutscenes to play, because that's part of the fun. The first time I played it, I just turned it out and then whatever cutscenes played, so I could get a feel for the game, and you'll get a feel for the game. Long story short, your character is introduced to Arrakis. You're a prisoner initially. In the movies and in the books, Duke Leto was killed by his enemy, Baron Harkonnen, to control the spice. In this one, he survives that attack. The Harkonnens and the Atreides, Duke Leto Atreides, those two families are fighting each other on Arrakis. The Fremen, Paul, Muad'Dib, Stilgar, Chani, etc., have disappeared somewhere, and my job is to infiltrate the area and then find them, which you'll see in the cutscenes. I'm not going to go into too much more detail on that, but so basically, we're going to create a character, and then we're going to just go into the cutscenes and whatever. So, let's get this show on the road. So, we're going to go to servers. Now, so there's different worlds, whatever, that doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. These are characters I've created, one of each class. So, let's see, let's start with Quarterhouse. Well, you know what, let's go to Lust. I don't know who makes up the names, but okay. So, we're going to start a character. And we're traveling to the game.
Show yourself, child.
This is a Reverend Mother, a Bene Gesserit. Okay, not all Bene Gesserits are Reverend Mother. Reverend Mothers are like the top of the line, so to speak, or whatever. Give me a second here. I'm going to move this, and I want to turn the volume up. Let me make sure that y'all can hear me, so give me a second here. I'm going to check properties on my mic. That's not what I wanted. I wanted settings, audio. That's not what I wanted either. I'll go into that later. I'm going to mess with it today. What I did want to do, no, I don't want to exit OBS. Whoops. What I did want to do was that's what I wanted to do, go into my computer settings to make sure that the volumes are properly adjusted. So headphone, whatever, we're going to kick that up a little bit, a little louder, and then input mic, no, we're going to kick that way up so that you can hear me properly. If that's too loud, whatever, let me know. We might even kick that up a little higher, we'll see. Okay, so again, she said welcome child, so you can choose different presets. We'll run through these real quick, what they look like. I kind of have a fascination for two of them. One is the first one. You can remake any one of these. You can change hair color, skin color, hair shape, whatever. These are kind of cool looking. um, sort of game-ish. They kind of look like the Harkonnens, if that's what you wanted to play. You don't have to be a Harkonnen to play this. I have one character who's not a Harkonnen. Um, you start out with 4 classes. Okay, so let's see, where are we at here? Why is that? Oh wow, my goopy butt! I didn't realize that there was more. Okay, so ooh, see, you can turn it around, whatever. Redhead, I'm not sure. You know, you can do tattoos, like a lot of games. You can do tattoos and whatever. Um, Interesting. I did not see all these. Realized you could change it. That's kind of cool. Let's go the trans lesbian look. Tattoos, whatever. What the hell. So we're going to go with that. We're going to make her... do I want to make her taller or shorter? Because I already have an idea of the character I want. But again, I'll let, you know, if Indigenous or whoever wants to pop in and chime in. You know, I think I'll leave all of that the same. We'll just do the preset, except I want to change the hair color, which is here. Oh, wow. That's kind of trippy. Eyes and whatever. We'll leave that fine. That's fine. Hair color. So we can go to... You tip it down. I guess you can turn it, but you can't. Okay, so more silverish. Excuse me, there's black. We got whatever that color is, purple red. That's more of a red. Green. Why not? What the hell? Let's get her green here. Okay, so finished character. So now, here's where my gamer tag is going to come into play. So first of all, it says 20 characters. You can only separate it with an apostrophe and a hyphen. And then you have to have, I think it's 2 letters. Yeah, special characters must be between at least 2 letters or numbers. Okay, so like you could have a word, hyphen, a word, but that second word has to be at least 2 letters before you can do another thing. Okay, so we're going to do Tripsulu. Oh, you know what? Hyphen, Chani, whoops, Kin. There you go. Why not? We'll get Paul Muad'Dib Atreides' girlfriend's name in there, wife, whatever. Enter game. So now, no, I don't want to skip the opening because I want to show everybody. Yes. See, now I like, because the cutscenes now is your character.
Have they
So
told
whatever
you what I am?
you bitch. They told you whatever, taller. Okay, well, I do have a character. There's 4 classes that you can start out with. You can add another one, but there's 4 classes you can start out with. Those are Trooper, Mentat, Bene Gesserit, and brain fart. Trooper, Mentat, Bene Gesserit, and what the hell is the other one? I'll get to it because I don't remember it exactly. But let's see. Bene Gesserit are the badass bitches. Bene Gesserit are like a combination of the D&D monks and martial artists, like martial artists supremes. They have what's called pranabindu training, where they can control any muscle in their body at all, every single muscle, vaginal muscles, muscle on the side of your nose, whatever. Don't make any difference. And they're deadly as hell. Yes.
Then I will sift your words for lies. Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Where were you born?
So now, Yeti Prime is says a heavily industrialized volcanic world. The baronial seat of Harkonnen, the bad guys, generally, is controlled by a network of dense urban enclaves. It's basically like downtown, crappy version of neighborhoods of Chicago or LA or New York or Indianapolis or Texas, Houston or wherever. Okay. Let's see. I don't know what the Harkonnen curse is. That's a unique emote. The dialogue trait is deception. I don't know. So then we have Chusuk, which I don't want for this character. Is if Ireland became a planet. That's kind of what I look at it like. Because it's music and art and poetry and whatever. So if Ireland became a planet, it would be Chusuk. And I do have a character from Chusuk. Okay. Caladan is it's not completely oceanic world, but there's a lot of like large islands and small, like maybe when I say small, the size of New Zealand or whatever, but nothing huge like Asia or North America or whatever. Nothing like that. All island nation areas. Catan is basically the garden world that the Imperium has decided to make everything perfect. It is always 75 degrees during the day. If it rains at all, it's at night, or if the Emperor decides that he wants it to rain in some particular area just because he feels like it. You could also have snow anytime he wants it. They control the weather completely. It's also where most of the political intrigue sits and assassination. And then you have Ix. Ix is a world that is think of the Norwegian fjords and that type of area, okay, except the entire world. There's oceans and stuff too, small ones, but the entire world. However, all of their cities and everything are underground. Very much. When I say Molman, I don't mean it in a critical sense, but as far as like they don't ever get they have weird eyesight or whatever, but definitely city dwellers. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna make this character sort of an intrigue-ish character, although any of them can be. I didn't see that neck tattoo. That's cool too. I don't know if you can back up on these or not. I don't know. Let's see. So where would I want to go? I don't think I want to go to like an easy place. I think she's not Nordic. Okay. And it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the character initially, and there's just like some story arcs later on, but not really much as far as the character class goes. Wow. Okay, let's see. So we could do Ocean Planet, Caladan, or Oceanic Planet, Caladan, or Gaiety Prime. I'm looking at Gaiety Prime. What do you think, Indigenous? Let me check something here. Make sure. Where is it? Where the hell is it? La da dee dee da da doo day. There we go. Find the button that I need to press to make sure everything working. Yep. And remember, if anybody pops in later and is watching, where you can hit a like and subscribe and all that, YouTube crap. Okay. So I'm going to do Gaiety Prime because I've never actually had one from there before. So I think I've got one from all the other places except for, I know I have one from Ix, I have one from Caladan, I have one from Chusuk, and I have one from, actually, no I don't, from Catan, but I think we're going to go Gaiety Prime.
A toxic place, and the Harkonnens prefer it that way. Profit above all.
There's a couple spots in the
books.
books.
The order of the Imperium is rooted in the far from Lucius. A place for every man, and every man in his place. Where is your place?
I know that it says it quite a few times in the books, but the Baron Harkonnen hates streams and villages and rustic bucolic settings and forests and whatever. In fact, one of the planets he talks about wanting to pave the entire thing from pole to pole, which would of course screw up the ecology of it. But so let's see. The Order Imperium is rooted in the Barfigluches, Barfignugan. So basically, you can be peon, okay, the vast peasant labor force that drives the imperial engine. They're bound to the heath in which they live. excuse me, and are considered the property of their lord. This is not a democracy. None of it is. Some governments, some areas have democratic elements, but it's definitely based on feudal society, ancient feudal Greek, etc. Then you have the bondsmen, which are kind of like the capitalistic class, you know, the business, lower level business owners, and you know, etc. And workers and administrators and whatever. And then you have the royalties. Let's make a royalty just for the hell of it.
Did you give bad advice or make a bad deal? To be close to power is to walk the knife's edge. You had a mentor in your youth, trained by one of the schools. Who was your mentor?
Now this is where I messed up the first time, because there's 4 classes here. Well, I'll briefly explain them, but this is why I messed up the first time, because I thought this was just like a mentor in the background. This is how you choose your class. So Swordmaster, okay, you can use weapons besides swords, but you use snorts, lots of snorts, daggers, whatever. Okay, they have a shield in this game, which is a personal shield, which you can make later on. It doesn't completely block everything, but how it works is the faster something comes in, the more the force field pushes against it. So to get by that, they stab you, but they stab you slightly slower, so it'll go through the shield, which is ouch. Okay, so that's the Swordmaster. Okay, so close quarter aggression. It says knee charge. You propel yourself forward in the battle with a terrific knee charge into the enemy. I mean, I can play the class, but the knee charge is fine. We're going to go into, okay, now the Mentat I thought was kind of cool, but I didn't remember, I haven't been able to do this yet. The starting ability is the ability to deploy a suspensor buoyed by a suspensor buoyed dart projector. They have suspensors, anti-grav globes and whatever, okay, that float. In this game, a suspensor buoyed dart projector that uses motion detection to cover a field of fire. So it's like a little robot, floats, and then shoots the darts and poison darts. Okay. Bene Gesserit is the badass. They usually don't. A lot of times, they just don't use weapons. Their bodies are weapons. They talk in the books about how their feet are so calloused, you know, from practice, et cetera, over years, and they've trained themselves to such an ability that they can disembowel a man with a kick. And not like weapons on their feet or whatever, just their barefoot themselves, or maybe shoes, and then you're cut from, you know, from navel to throat or whatever. Okay, yeah, not good. So I'll give a minute. I'll let Indigenous pick again. What the hell? So just so you know, Indigenous, I already have a trooper, and I have a Mentat. So maybe a Swordmaster or a Bene Gesserit, whichever one. In order to be a Bene Gesserit, I think you have to be female, because you have to be in the game, in the movies and the books. So I think you have to be in the game. I'm not sure. I always play female because I have no interest in playing a male. I played a male for 40 odd years. I ain't doing it again. So I'll give a few seconds because it takes freaking forever for the delay. I hate that. But there is a way to reduce the delay if I can remember how to do that. I know one way was to speed it up, and that's not what I want to do. So I'll have to check into that. Let's see. Bene Gesserit. Oh, and then so for the Bene Gesserit, what you can do is you start out with a base ability, and then you can add to that. So one of the ways that they do good with you is, if you're using Tupman, how about a Bene Gesserit? Cool. Okay, so one of the ways that combat works in this game is, for my trooper, I like my trooper because she stands out from a distance and uses, they're called dart pistols. Got a lot of pew-pews. Okay, no laser pistol. But that's good because, I generally like to play distance characters, okay, or ranged weapons characters, because my idea is it's better to kill the enemy before they reach you. However, Benny Gesserit's just the opposite. So for this voice, what you can do is like say they're off wherever, 20, 30 yards away. You can say, "Come here," and they come right in front of you. And you don't need pistols because you got your callous hands and your callous feet, and you chop their head off with your hand or whatever. So let's do Benny Gesserit.
Yes, I have heard of our sisters giving training outside of the chapter house. It is frowned upon.
Oh, whatever.
The test is almost complete. Have you spoken truth?
This next part is in the game, in all of the movies, and the books.
Come here.
That's the voice.
Kneel. Put your hand in the box.
And Paul said, "What's in the box?" And she said, "Pain."
I hold at your neck the Gonjabar, the high-handed enemy. Don't pull away or you will die.
With the poison on the Gonjabar, it takes like 2 to 3 seconds
And
to
the
kill you.
currents of intrigue.
Not to slow your heart down, whatever. 2 to 3 seconds, you're dead.
Arrakis is the key. And the Fremen are missing.
Dun 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 dun. The
You
Fremen are
will
missing.
go to Arrakis as our agent, prisoner. You have one task. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper.
Ooh, look at that
Everything
tattoo.
depends on this.
I didn't see that one before.
Do you understand?
I think it's because I had the long hair and all the other characters. Everything depends on this. Do you understand? Yes. Please don't kill me. And now the thing is, you see how aged she is.
You speak truth.
60s, 70s,
But
late
here is the
60s
rest
to
of
mid
it.
70s. I'm guessing.
There
Okay.
is only one rule. Keep your hand in the
Well.
box and yet withdraw it and die. An animal would gnaw off its own hand to escape the pain.
The spice
And
not
we
only
can
gives the
only
ability
be served by humans.
to look in the future.
Find the Fremen.
Find the Fremen.
Wake the sleeper.
Wake the sleeper. Hello, wake
You
up.
will know when it is done.
Sorry, I get a little snarky sometimes. But there we go. This fucking ship is awesome. Like really different envisioning of a guild ship. That's a guild ship. When I said 60s and 70s, that's what we would appear as. Spice allows you to live 2 to 3 times that. So if you had spice and everything else was healthy, whatever, you didn't die of poison or attack or this or that or whatever, you could live 300 to 400 years old. But it's also addictive as shit. And you can take a low amount each day, every day, each day, and not get addicted. But once you become addicted, it's very difficult to get away from it. Like a low level of addiction. Once it starts turning your pupils, your eyes blue and everything, you're toast. Run away! Is a worm coming? Binoculars. Love the cutscenes in this. Oh look, there's guys we don't like. What's that, geekity geek? I think it would be fun to do this, and also let people kind of get a look at the game without having to buy it, because it's $50. So, did you get exploded? I forgot what it'd be. Oh yeah, we did Benny Gesserit. I haven't done a Benny Gesserit at all on this, so it'll be that part of it will be new to me. Did you die? Yes, you did. Ain't no rescuing the prisoners here, any of that shit.
You're wrong. It's just been off work. No, don't be ashamed to die.
Sure.
No, you wish to say it's to
So Ariste is
I agree. She is almost
Jessica's daughter. In the movies, in the original books, Jessica gave birth to Paul first, and then Aaliyah. In this, she didn't give birth to either one of those. She gave birth to Arista first. And I love the fact that everything that you did for the character is in the cutscenes. So her tattoos, her hairstyle, her whatever, all that's in the cutscene. Ooh, look, dead bodies. Yay! It took me a little bit at first. I was like, now what the hell do I do? But I've watched survival games before. I've never played survival games. I just wasn't really interested in it, but y'all know how I am about Doom. It's my absolute favorite book, literature, whatever, franchise to begin with. I have all the books. Well, I don't have all the books. I have all the main books, 26. Just the 5 that, or 6 that Frank Herbert did. 26 books. I'll get to you. Calm down. And then I have, and then there's like, I don't know, 14 or 15 other novels that were written in addition to those. So I'm definitely going to have to check those out. So of course, I can, look, in the background, I can turn it around, the camera, whatever, 3D. You don't want to be in the sun. As I told Indigenous the other day, yesterday or the day before, or whatever it was, if you're in the sun too long in Arrakis, you can catch on fire. That's how hot that shit is. So, and of course, WASDF. Okay. And then you can also turn this way, or if you're that's the right mouse button. If you're using the left mouse button, I guess you can do it too. So, let's get out of this sun. I got her did. Keep out of the sun. Eventually start to go a little faster. Most of the stuff that interacts with this game mechanic wise, is the E button. I like the little mini cutscenes. Frem kit. It's a tent. They normally hold a still suit. Okay, so crafting. So the crafting menu allows to craft useful items. Again, you pick up items. You pick up boulders and rocks and pieces of metal and whatever in this game, and you can make shit out of it. Okay, so we'll go to B. We're gonna make a knife. Yay, a knife. They gave you to start with just enough metal to make a knife, and that's it. Okay, so then we're going to equip the knife. Stabby. Okay. This is kind of cool looking, I thought. It was a completely different envisioning of what a moisture seal is than what I thought it was. Kind of cool. You like these. You want these. Okay. These are Wawa. They're, but you can only get 1/3. You see the bottom lower blue bar. That's your aqua. It's your aqua. Your water level. You can only get 1/3. If you go too much low, or you get back into the red, you get sick. Your stats get a little lower, whatever. If you keeps it too long, you just die. So more. Ooh, look, another one. Let's see. You don't want to jump and fall. Not yet, anyway. It does allow you to heal yourself, but not quite yet. So we're going to zoop down to here. Get out of the sun. Ah, I'm melting. Okay. Now, also, if you see the little water bushes in the background. Okay. And I'm just using that as a location. So in the center of the screen, there will be a sun arc, I guess. It'll be a little sun icon, and then a loop. It just starts out with the sun icon. Okay. The longer you're in the sun without water, the longer that loop gets. Loop gets too long, and it turns red, and you die. So we'll go down here Go down a little bit. Ooh, look. Harvest fiber. You're going to get all these bushes. Get all the bushes you can. Any over there? No. There's water bushes, but I don't... Oh. So then, go back to crafting. You can now call the heal kit. Band-aid. Whatever. Okay. So you can make as many of these as you want. So there's... it costs 5 plant fibers to make 1 bandage. So I make as many as I can. Because you'll pick up a ton of these along the way, which is good because some of it costs a lot. Same for the metal. Alright, so now you're like, now, oh shit, now what do I do? Wait a minute, do I need water? Maybe. You always check. And it'll tell you, it says, you can barely see it, I cannot drink. Okay, so it's full. So now, go up to here. If you jump, oh, whoops, forgot. They want me to heal first. Whatever. Okay, so that's on the bar. You'll see on the lower right, I have my items bar on my knife. Stabby, stabby. And then, so right now, the 2 button, because it changes. The 2 button is my band-aid button, and you see in the lower left, I raised it up. Let me do it again. Let me do it one more time, I think. Oh, what the hell, one more time. Get all the way full. There we go. Okay. Climbing, hold and forward to attach. Let's get back up. No, I don't want that. What the heck? Okay, I got it already. Oh, that's right. You can't just hit the button to jump, you then have to hit the button and hold the button. Harvest the plants, like I said. Do I need water? Yes. And it'll tell you, you know, hydrate, whatever. Oh, I gotta go up again. And once you hold it long enough that it starts climbing, then you can just keep going. But, you can also, whoops, and go sideways, see? You can also run out of stamina if you climb for too far, or whatever, and then fall, which you don't want to do. Definitely pick up every chance you get. You pick up everything you can in this game. Water, I'm already at full. Ooh, sunlight. Sunlight not good. But me stabby. Love the mini cutscenes. Oh shit. What I would have said. Oh shit, look at all that. That's where they shot it and it went down. I didn't realize when I was making the other characters that
So then, you're not quite dead.
nope. That served a special purpose.
Now you will know a thing that few but the Fremen have seen.
And I'll explain that in a minute as soon
For
as we stop
many,
talking.
the last thing they saw before they were slaughtered.
You can send messages with that. They're called disctrams. Kaboomskis.
Come, let us speak of our escape.
Yeah, because we're out in the open, which is not good for us.
Twin comets in the sky. A rebirth from fire and death, and the Sardaukar net closing around us. Your survival heralds interesting times, off-worlder.
Now, so the bottom, when he said Sardaukar, that is kind of sort of the stormtroopers, the brown shirts, the SS, whatever, of the Empire. I'm gonna, if you go to individual ones, I'll tell you the answers. Okay, it says I must find the Fremen, which is true. Who are you? My name, Zantara. What is this place? It's Dune. How did we come to crash? And eventually he's like, you're asking too many questions, so we're just gonna go to escape.
There's a way through the barricade, if you do as I say.
Why would I trust you? Why not?
Because I dragged your corpse from the wreckage and sealed you in that cave while you recovered. Because you owe me your life, off-worlder.
The reason I chose that one is because, to explain, now I owe him a water burden. I owe him the water of my life.
Do not be concerned, off-worlder. I expect very little of you beyond your help to escape this trap.
That'll work.
We're going to need one of their ornithopters. Their protocol is to remain aloft and kill anything that moves from above.
So how do we get one down?
That's where you come in. If you can slip back onto the Proteus and locate the command module, you can activate the captain's personal emergency transmitter. He's a noble. They're not allowed to let him die. Leave the rest to me.
In other words, this is basically kind of explaining why you're going through the tutorial of the game. Once you do this for a character, say you want to make a new character, whatever, you don't have to do this. You can skip all of this. So my options are enter the ship, find the captain, activate the transmitter, anything else. Or aren't the Sardaukar here to protect us? Or what about the other prisoners? Well, the other prisoners are probably dead. I haven't seen this answer yet though, so I want to ask it because I know this is. She can't be that naive.
His Majesty's Imperial Sardaukar care for naught but the Emperor's interests.
True.
And set we are as vermin to them, off-worlder.
Yep. Okay, so.
Yeah. Take this Communinet transceiver. It's essential for planetary communication. Now go, and be quick. The Mother Storm is upon us.
Also in this game, you can build your own base. Like I said, you gain enough materials, rocks, metal, fibers, whatever, and you can build your own base. And then you can also, in this game, because water is so precious, as you can see, when you kill someone, you have the ability to make this thing later on where you can save their blood, turn that blood into water for yourself. Yay, you're a vampire. Okay. So now, you're like, get out of the sunlight, get out of the sunlight.
Stick to the shadows, off-worlder. The heat of the sun is deadly to the unprepared.
Water bush. Spending time in the sun will fill up the sunstroke bar. Once it's filled, you will be affected by sunstroke, which increases dehydration. To avoid and remove sunstroke, stick to the shadows. So you can get sunstroke, but then you can also remove it by going back into the shadows. And for brief moments, you can go into the, not enough shadows. You can go into the shadows. See that little sun icon there? And how it disappeared? Yay, no more sun. Okay. Do I need water? I can't drink. Okay. You don't have to follow any specific path here. And there's a lot of other stuff, other things that I haven't done, because they just involve basic stuff.
The guards have sealed themselves inside. Search the prisoners for a cut array. And off-worlder, be careful.
Loot the cut array and power pack from the body and equipment. So, again, E is interaction, okay? And you double click to take something. Okay. So, you see my little bar raising up there? With the zigzag, that's power for my electrical stuff, whatever it happens to be, whether it's a cut array or whatever. Okay, so, like you see on the bottom right, again, you have the knife, the stabby, okay. Number 2 is the, let's do the cutter.
The cut array is primarily a mining tool, off-worlder. You'll need it for harvesting resources. Using it to cut open ships is an added benefit.
This drove me up a freaking wall because I couldn't figure out what the icon, I saw the icon in the lower bottom, but I couldn't figure out how to use it. So what you do is you right click and you go, oh look, there's an icon there, okay, for the cut array. So you right click and it's a scanner. And then you see this line here? Well, look, now it's a laser. Just for this alone. You can't use it to, because I tried using it. I thought you could, to kill people or whatever. You can't use it for anything else, okay? So, when you are out in the wild and you're doing this, this is how you also, the smaller, like small pieces of rock or bushes or whatever, you can pick up, but larger pieces you have to scan and break up. Okay.
The captain's room is blocked by a pentashield. You'll need a pentashield key to pass through. See if there's another way forward.
Okay. And then I was like, how the hell do I do it? But again, scan it. Now you can scan anything, it doesn't matter. Just because you scan something doesn't mean it's, breakupable, I guess you could call it. Destroyable. Capable of being destroyed. Here we go. So now, oh look, there's bad guy.
Ready your weapon, off-worlder. The guards won't hesitate. Neither should you.
Yeah, I got it. I hate this. There. Aw, did you die? Shit. Time your block to land a parry.
Parry your opponents just as their strikes will hit you. This should stagger them, giving you a window of opportunity.
You're dead.
I've never been able to parry successfully in any game I've ever played. So, if I die here, I die. Whatever. I don't care. I want your band-aid, bitch. Okay, that was 2, I think? Yes. Okay. Now, can we go through here? Oh shit. I forgot, that's where I'm supposed to go. Narp. Nothing here, nothing here. Because then I got lost. Initially I was like, how the hell do I go through there? But it's not blocked. Okay. Now. See those zappies? Not good. Direction dash to break out of a staggered state. So I was in a staggered state for whatever reason. Got shot or whatever. Okay. I go up here and I can jump. Okay. Then dash is alt. Whoops. There. Whew. Okay. You can, however, see that I'm low on water. Water discipline. Having your hydration level above 1/3 will give you a bonus to your maximum stamina, which is further increased above 2/3. When it's below 1/3, your maximum stamina, whatever. So in other words, if you're dehydrated, you just don't do as well. But you can pick up 2 with special places. You pick up more water. And unfortunately, that's all you get. About half. Where's Kaneki? This one has always annoyed me because this one is the shield one, and I hate Fighting against shields. Yeah. I got it.
A swift attack can force your enemy off balance, but only a slow blade penetrates a shield.
Did you die? Tisk tisk. Still getting better on my water than I was. Oh wait. Aha, loot. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Charge.
That's the pentashield key. Once you equip it, you can pass through the shield. Get to the captain and activate that transmitter.
See? Can't do it.
Soon.
Okay. So we get the key. Oh look, it turned green. What the hell is up here? I never looked. Oh, did it? Okay. And that is... Oh, outside. This is where we were when I came in. Okay. And then... Oh look, El Capitan. Activate the transmitter. Got about another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to have to call her quits. Because I got errands I got to run. These are ornithopters in the game.
We only need the
in the
leader.
books. In the movies. And I did think it was kind of unique. Herbert wrote these in '65. So, you know, as far as a lot of this technological stuff, way ahead of its time. You know, which is a lot of science fiction is. But I did think it was kind of unique because the ornithopters aren't just flappy wings, they also have jet engines on them.
I hear I'm a wanted man.
Oi! Woodland scum! If it's your man took the last of breath.
Take their last touch of breath as they hung on the walls of Arsum. They died badly.
I know. That's why I brought you here.
Ba, 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 ba. Aw, did you get stabbied? Bye-bye. And you wasted his blood. Yeah, sorry, I'm a vampire. But you wasted his blood.
The Thopter will have the codes to get us through the barrier. Ever fly an ornithopter? It's simple enough. But my leg is bad and I won't be able to work the pedals.
Yes, so buying a thing like this is absolutely easy if you've never done it before. She appears to be doing pretty
Get
good.
ready. They'll be on us as soon as we break through.
I think after this cut scene, we're pretty close to it, whatever we get to the next point. Yeah, where I can...
There's too many. Turn us into the storm. They won't follow.
Yeah, because they got brains, which we apparently don't. We're gonna fly into that storm. Yeah. We're going down, yeah, we're gonna crash. But las guns, they do have lasers, but they're not like lightsabers, they're just lasers, but they're very dangerous. You have a las gun here, and if you hit a shield, it's a nuclear explosion. It just destroys everything. Excuse me. Horseman shields will stop projectiles. However, poison, fire, and slow attacks will pass through them, like poison gas.
Get up, Off-Worlder. I couldn't wait for you. But now you need to run. The sandworm is coming.
Run away!
Run! Now!
This little mountainous area here is a good place. Oh, shit. Keep running, keep running, keep running. So now I'm going to show you real briefly here because I think I can do it with that one. See, pick up salvaged metal. Okay. Pick up salvaged metal. Pick up rocks. More salvaged metal. Ooh, look, lots of metal. Now, this one you can't pick up the salvaged metal. However, if you scan it, and you use your little laser thingy, then you get all that metal.
You made it, Off-Worlder. Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course. My leg is bad. I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not, Off-Worlder. Noctua can cover the ground between us with little effort. She will be my eye in the sky so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Mauler outfit won't cut it out here.
No, it won't. That's going to be the last thing. We're going to do the clothing. So, and I'm full on water, so these water bushes currently aren't going to do me any good. I also have to find some place because if the game stops, like if you pause the game to look up something or set a skill or do whatever, the screen pauses, but the game itself does not pause, which is annoying. So that, you know, you can be attacked by scavengers or whatever, or you have to find a place where it's a good hiding place against the sun. Okay, so we're going to make clothes and then I'll end it for today. So we got to go to B, we got to go to research. Okay, first thing we do is research clothing. Okay, so now we go to crafting. And you'll see, for example, with the gloves, it costs 2 plant fibers to make. So we make one of those. We make some pants. Make some sleepers. Make a jacket. Did I make a hood? I guess I didn't. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so now let's go to inventory, which most games are I. Duh. Oh, I did make a hood and it's on. Okay, so double click to equip. Double click. What else we got here? We got shoes, jacket, shoes, boink, and then jacket.
The War of Assassins has left debris scattered all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutlery and use it to make a Mauler pistol and darts. Don't let the Imperial disdain for ranged weapons lead you astray. Very few people are foolhardy enough to use shields this deep in the sands, and that is to your advantage.
I'm not going to do the pistol today, but you need, I need 66 pieces of metal. I don't know exactly what I have right now to make the Mauler pistol, and it sounds like a regular pistol, but it uses darts, so it's explosive darts, but it uses darts. Okay, and they can be poison, they can be all kinds of stuff. So that is it for today. As you can see, I love the that. I will go there. I'll stream this again next weekend, and I'll go there tonight with that. See, I'm out in the sun a little bit, which is not where I should be. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Okay, we're going back in here. We're also going to pick up, because even though it's this, I can still, if I do it quick enough, okay. Picked up replaced all my fiber that I used to make the clothes and whatever. Status UI, whatever. Okay. Alright. So, let me, there. Okay. Where's my OBS? Alright, so that was the game for today. I will pick up, you know what, I think I'm just going to play the same character. Haven't done a Bene Gesserit yet, so that's going to be interesting. I will pick that up next weekend. Excuse me. And I will have a little more time, because I'm going to try to run errands on Friday next weekend, so that I don't have to do anything specific on Saturday, so I have more time to play. Tomorrow is Social Justice Alchemy. I will be on there. Probably Indigenous Heretic will be too. Some random geek. And maybe John. I don't remember exactly who else is going to be on the show. Maybe Isaiah. I don't know if he's working tomorrow or not. We'll have to see. Thank Indigenous for showing up. Anybody else that wants to pop in later or whatever, if you want to leave a comment about the game, if you want to leave me, I'm open for tips and tricks or whatever. If you've already played the game for a while or whatever, I don't care. I don't mind, to some extent, spoilers, unless it's like a major storyline spoiler or whatever. But other than that, I don't care about spoilers. Because they don't harm me, just so that people know in the comment section that I don't care about spoilers. Alright, so I'm going to head out. And Indigenous says hydrate and medicate, and yeah, I should be on Social Justice tomorrow, Social Justice Alchemy. Yeah, I should too. I don't see any reason why I can't, unless I, for some reason get sick or something. Thank, anybody for showing up. Y'all have